Hi, this is Chris Parks from Open Studio, and today I'm going to teach you how to go from playing this scale to playing this scale. Now this idea is from the great Barry Harris, and I like to refer to this as Barry's beautiful chromatic scale. And the concept behind it is actually really brilliant. Normally on a scale, every one of the chord tones, so D, F sharp, A, and C, are on a beat. So we have, if we're playing eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So those are all on the beat, which makes it interesting. But Barry really believed that even the non-chord tones were important and should be on a beat. So this was his method to come up with to make sure that every single scale tone was on a beat. So he decided, how can I do this? So he said, in between D and E, what do we have? Well, we naturally have a note in between, which is the E flat. He said, I'm going to put it there. And then in between E and F sharp, we naturally have a half step. So he said, I'm going to put it there. Now, in between F sharp and G is where it gets funny. So that's where he said, what should I do? So he decided, I'm going to jump up a scale note. So instead of F sharp, and now we don't have a chromatic, so he likes to jump up to A. So now you're putting the A in between the F sharp and G. So now between G and A, we have the same thing. G, G sharp A. Between A and B, we have the same thing. A sharp B. But in between B and C, we have that other funny spot. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump up to D. So now we have B, D, C. And then from C to D, we have also just a half step. So we're going to play C, C sharp, D. So now we have this beautiful scale. Now, descending is the same thing. We're going to put the same half steps in the same spot. So in between D and C, we're still going to say C sharp. In between C and B, we're still going to put the D. In between the B and the A, we're still going to put the B flat or the A sharp. In between the A and G, we're still going to put the G sharp. In between the G and the F sharp, we're still going to put that A. In between F sharp and E, we're going to put that F. And in between the E and the D, we're going to put that D sharp. So now, again, descending, we have this. Now, why would I have to know this scale? It's very important. The reason that you know something like this is because it's going to make you come out right. And by make you come out right, I mean it's going to make you come out with scale tones on the beat. So for example, if we're going to practice our normal D7 scale, we normally practice it in thirds. So now we're going to practice using this chromatic scale in thirds. So look what we have now. Instead of D, F sharp, we're going to put all the chromatics in between D and F sharp. In between E and G, we're going to put all the chromatics in between that third. In between F sharp and the A, we're going to put all the chromatics in between that third. And so on. So now if we were going to do thirds, we would say, and the same thing descending. Now, if you couple this with then trying to construct a phrase, so let's say we wanted to play up a third, and then we wanted to do what Barry calls going up a chord, which would be F sharp, A, B, and then E. So here's what we're going to have. So now we could say, wait a second, now it's starting to sound like improvising because we coupled a few things together. So now maybe we'll do that up the whole scale. Let's try a third, and then we'll come up a chord. So let's do that from E to G. Let's try it from F sharp to A. Let's try it from G to B. See, now we really have something. So this idea, his concept of his half-step rules and these chromatics are not just, you just play them up and down. You couple them with other things you know how to do. Suppose I started half step and I wanted to come down a third from the F sharp to the D. Or maybe I wanted to come down F sharp to the C. And then maybe I wanted to do what Barry calls a pivot. So maybe I'll say, so now we're coupling things, we're putting things together. So it would be nice as an instrumentalist is to say, can I play this in several keys? So what I thought would be a nice idea is to take it and say, let's play it on the bridge of I Got Rhythm. So the bridge of I Got Rhythm is going to have D7, it's going to have G7, it's going to have C7, and it's going to have F7. So now, let's take it and let's try to do the chromatic scale for each one of those. So we say D7. Let's do G7. Let's do C7. Let's do F7. Really beautiful. And besides those 4 keys, you should do them in all 12 keys. And these not only work for dominant scales, it works for every kind of scale. And the beauty of it is you always land on your feet. So that's what I love about the scale. Go check out openstudiojazz.com, where there's already a lot of guitar things on it. And hopefully, we're going to find a lot more Chris Parks, things I learned from Barry Harris on there in the future. So until next time, thanks.
What's up, folks? Adam Manis here, Creative Director for Open Studio. If you like the video you just watched, make sure to hit the like button. If this is your first time on our channel, why not subscribe? It really helps. And if you liked what you saw from Chris Parks today, you may know Chris from his own Things I Learned from Barry Harris YouTube channel. You may not know that Chris teaches 3 days a week live on Open Studio Pro. That's 3 one-hour Zoom classes over on Open Studio Pro, live with the group every week. We have classes every day, multiple times a day. I'm teaching over there, Chris is teaching over there, our very own Peter Martin, Jeffrey Keyser teaches over there, Bob DeBoo teaches over there. So come join us on Open Studio Pro. Check out the link below for more information.